Hello students, my name is Ms. Sweta Shyam Matonkar. I am an assistant professor at Carmel College for Women, Nue, Goa. The title of the unit is Lifestyle to Enhance Health and Prevent Illness, and the module name is Health Enhancing Behaviors, Sleep. The outline of the session is the concept of sleep as a health enhancing behavior and physical and psychological health problems related to sleep. According to the learning outcomes, you will be able to explain the significance of sleep as a health enhancing behavior and also understand the physical and the psychological health problems related to the same. Now, what is sleep? Sleep is a health practice that is misused by most of us. It comprises of 4 stages, that is the first, second and the third stage is called as the non-REM, which means non-rapid eye movement stages of sleep, and the fourth stage of sleep is characterized by REM, that is rapid eye movement. So let's begin with the first stage of sleep. The first stage of sleep is characterized by the lightest stage of sleep. It is here that we have sensations of our external environment. We can hear the background noises that are there, and if at all we hear a big loud noise, we can easily wake up. But it is here also that we can have certain sensations which are called as hypnagogic sensations. Students, did you ever have a dream wherein you saw that you were at a height and you suddenly fell down? Well, those are your hypnagogic sensations which happens in the first stage. People also say that when they wake up from the first stage, they were just not sleeping at all, but actually they were sleeping. It's just said that it was the lightest stage of sleep because here we are transitioning from being awake to falling asleep. The second stage of sleep is called as the restful stage of sleep because here it is that our body starts resting as our breathing and our heart rate evens out and our body temperature also drops, and the brain waves alternate between short spurts which are called as sleep spindles and large K complex waves. In the stage 3, this is known as the deep sleep. This is the sleep wherein we have these marked delta waves and a blood pressure falls with the breathing that gets slow and the body temperature becomes even lower. Now this is the most interesting stage of sleep, that is the deep sleep stage 3, because it is here that we can see a lot of things happening in the human being. For example, it is in this stage that you start sleepwalking. It is here that you start sleep talking. Nocturnal enuresis, that is bedwetting, takes place over here. Bruxism, that is clenching of your teeth or rubbing of your teeth all the time, all of that grinding of your teeth happens over here. Along with that, you can also experience night terror, that is a disorder wherein you suddenly scream or you have a panic attack or you have anxiety experience. The fourth stage of sleep is the most important. This is the rapid eye movement stage of sleep wherein it is marked by the beta waves. Now this is the most important stage because there is a consolidation of memories that happens over here. There is a lot of energizing that happens because our body gets re-energized. It prompts our body to release growth hormones by which we develop physically. It conserves our energy so that we wake up fresh the next morning. Now it also helps us to solve problems from the previous day. It is in this stage that we see vivid dreams, that is clear dreams, and only in this stage can we remember the dreams that we have seen and we can register the same. But in the previous stages we really do not remember the dreams that we must have seen. Okay, now these 4 stages, we cycle through all these 4 stages throughout the night, and each cycle takes at least 90 minimums approximately, and we start from the first stage till the 4th stage and then we start all over again from the first stage till the 4th stage. This happens throughout the night. Now today we know that people are suffering from insomnia wherein they don't get sleep, that is either they have an inability to fall asleep or sustain the sleep for a long period of time. Now it has been found that people who have less than 7 hours of sleep have a very irritated kind of mood. They cannot really pay attention at work and they have an overall poor quality of life. There are many automobile or car accident, bike accidents that have been reported because the driver did not have or had not completed his or her sleep. Sleep also impairs our immune function by which our body is not able to fight infections or any other diseases. It also affects our metabolic system, that is the rate of our digestion speed, and hormonal functions. Now, there are some people who are into specific occupations due to which they are exposed to traumatic situations. For example, firefighters, police officers, ambulance workers, all of them see something that is very traumatic in nature, because of which they can also experience the symptoms of insomnia, that is nightmares. You can see bad dreams. Also, because of the shift in terms of their nature of work, they have high respiratory tract infections, that is breathing problem, and depressed cellular immune function, that means they do not have the capacity to fight common cold or fever. Then chronic sleep loss, that is persistent sleep loss, can also aggravate, that is it can increase the severity of hypertension and type 2 diabetes, which means that if at all you are already suffering from hypertension, that is high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes, that is the dysregulation of your blood sugar level, then it can increase the severity of the same. Now chronic insomnia, that is persistent insomnia, can compromise your ability to secrete and respond to insulin, which means there is a relationship between sleep and diabetes. There is also increased chances of heart attack or coronary diseases, and there is a reduced efficacy of flu shots, that is whatever flu shots that you have taken in order to safeguard yourself from diseases, that goes for a toss because of chronic insomnia. Now who experiences sleep disturbances? This is experienced by people who belong to the low socio-economic class, maybe because of the odd jobs that they have to do and their sleep gets compromised. Along with that comes uncontrollable stressful life events. For example, the death of a family member can disrupt your sleep, and people who suffer from major depression also gets their sleep disrupted. Now we feel that those people who do not get 7 hours of sleep are the ones whose health is getting detrimental in nature, but actually the people who sleep more than 7 hours continuously every night are also the ones who can impair their health, not just physical health but also psychological health. For example, they can suffer from psychopathology that includes constant worrying, but this is not applicable to children and adolescents, which means children and adolescents can sleep more than 7 hours, but this is applicable to adults who are supposed to sleep only for 7 hours and not more than that. Let's just come to a disorder that we are going to study is sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a disorder wherein you stop breathing during your sleep for as long as at least 3 minutes, and the individual wakes up suddenly gasping for air. So basically in your sleep the breathing stops and it starts while sleeping. So this is caused because there is an excessive amount of tissue in the back of your throat which blocks the air passage. Some people are awakened hundreds of times each night without even realizing it due to sleep apnea. Sleep apnea could be chronic, that is persistent, or it could be occasional, that is it can take place only in certain situations. For example, if you have drinking heavily or you've been smoking heavily, then you can experience sleep apnea on that particular night. Now sleep apnea can cause a lot of nighttime deaths including heart attacks at night. It can also cause accidents because of the lack of sleep or disturbed quality of sleep, and irritability, anxiety and depression in terms of your psychological functioning. Now it is very difficult to diagnose sleep apnea because it comprises of some vague symptoms such as harsh snoring. Harsh snoring is found in most of the individuals, so you cannot really pinpoint. The second symptom is grouchiness, which means you get easily irritated. Now there are many people who get easily irritated, but that does not mean they are suffering from sleep apnea, right? So grouchiness is quite fitful, that is irregular, but it is very diffuse, which means it is spread out. You cannot really be definite about it. Now the treatment for sleep apnea, especially for severe cases, involves cutting down of some part of the tissue of the throat so that they can breathe in and out easily. Some other treatments for moderate cases are use of machine. This machine is specially designed to help in keeping the airways open, and also there is availability of sleeping mask that blows air down the throat all night. There is one more thing that I would like to add is there are many people who do not get sleep, and because of that they either have alcohol or they start having some kind of medication prescribed by doctors. Now a thing to note is that because of alcohol and because of medication you can get sleep, but the problem is that it will only help you to get to the first stage and the second stage of sleep, that is the light and the restful stage, but it will affect your third and fourth stage of sleep, which is the deep sleep and the REM sleep, which is very much important in terms of the conservation of your energy and to making you feel energized the next day. So that has a detrimental effect, that is your alcohol and your medication has a detrimental effect on the third and the fourth stage of sleep, and these are your references. Thank you.